Hello, it's time for Combat Patrol Carnage. Here we are then, finally, the final video for issue 42. And as I said before, there is noise in the background, which is my fan helping to keep the studio cool as we're in a bit of a heat wave at the moment. But yeah, this issue is not going to be too much. We've got a couple of pages of the core rules, looking at example battlefields, so not a lot of reading. We then have the page for the Dark Zealots Combat Patrol, so we finally get to learn all of the equipment that the Chaos Space Marines have to their disposal. And then we have not one but two brand new Combat Patrol missions. But we're going back to issue 40 as we play Forward Outpost in this video for the first time using Chaos Space Marines and Eldari. So before we hit the table, don't forget to do all the usual. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment down below. Love hearing back from you guys. It goes a massive way to help the channel out. If you want to help the channel out, drop me some suggestions of what you'd like to see to help improve the videos and maybe even improve the channel itself. I'll take in anything you say, and hopefully what you suggest will help with the future of this channel. So yeah, drop a comment down below. Love hearing back from you guys. Finally then, Combat Patrol Carnage is proudly sponsored by warbay.shop, your one-stop supply for all your hobby needs. They stock everything you need, from models to paints to gaming equipment, collectible items as well. They also stock past and present part works from Hachette, including Combat Patrol. So if you're looking for some extra issues, check them out. There's a link in the video description, or they have their physical store, and you might just find your next hobby project at a bit of a discount. Right, it's game time. Let's check out that Forward Outpost as we play a game of Combat Patrol. Hello, and here we are back for our final time of issue 42 for our latest delivery. And just an update, yesterday evening I got my notification saying the post will be here tomorrow, so Friday the 4th. So yay, I should be freed up to do a filming unboxing straight away for that as soon as it arrives. But back to today's issue. Well, we got our data card ready to play Forward Outpost in just a sec. Our Chaos Space Marines versus the Eldari for the first time with their full patrols. But we got some bits to go through before we hit the table. So let's adjust the camera and dive right on in. So flipping over the pages, past our lore articles. And here we are, our new core rule pages. So first off, our main core rule to look at is example battlefields. So this just goes to show some of the battlefields that you can use in the games of Warhammer 40,000. In the far future, battles are fought across an infinite variety of strange and alien planets, where no land is left untouched by the tempest of war. Crystal moons, derelict space hulks, carnivorous death worlds, and war-ravaged cityscapes are just a few of the fantastical landscapes that can be recreated. Battlefields are typically created by placing battle zone maps next to each other. Battle zones are citadel terrain sets that include two boards, each approximately 22 by 30 inches, and a range of terrain features designed to set up evenly on those boards for the best Warhammer 40,000 gaming experience. Don't worry if your battlefield doesn't match these requirements, but keep in mind that playing on a battlefield that is either a barren wasteland or filled to overflowing with terrain features may give an advantage to one side or the other. So over the next few pages we've got some example battlefields to look at. We've got a nice big one here of a Space Marine force versus a Tyranid force. And we've got the Frontierist Nachman terrain, which we'll have if you've picked up the terrain set, or like me, have the old Nachman terrain box. Got a secondary set of the antenna there, looks like it. And that's continued over the page, where we got a bigger view of it. We've got multiple antennae and aerials. And yeah, really cool sort of terrain setup there. And we can see the board in its full glory there. So yeah, these are ideal for match play sort of games where it's a nice even spread. We've got games that you can play called narrative games where you're telling a story. In this case, a Space Marine reinforcements column is heading down but is being ambushed on either side by Chaos forces. Then we have another match play example, a ruined imperial city, which again is pretty evenly spread out for its terrain features. Big line of sight blocking terrain pieces, smaller scattered pieces to hide behind. And then we've got some more examples over the page. So these are more combat patrol sort of games. So combat patrol battlefield 44 by 30 inches. Has an ideal number of mixture of terrain features. These are all set up evenly across the battlefield. There will be space for units to maneuver around them, and lines of sight cannot be easily drawn from one edge to the other without giving a clear advantage. And again, another sort of setup, pretty much even spread. And then finally we've got a narrative play here where we've got the Drukhari raiding a Admech refining facility. So yeah, pretty cool. So there we are, just a few examples of how you can set up your battlefields for games of combat patrol. I have started painting my terrain set, so don't worry, I will be eventually able to play using the terrain set. Just need to get pretty much everything painted, sadly. It's going to take a while, a lot of dry brushing, and then a lot of picking out of details. But we're taking up a lot of time. Let's move on. We've got a combat patrol page for Dark Zealots. So this force of Chaos Space Marines is balanced and versatile, able to engage the foe at close quarters or in punishing gunfights. This as well, for a fanatical Dark Apostle, leads them into the most ferocious and varied war zones in his never-ending quest to offer praise to the Chaos Gods. His warriors follow him into the flames willingly enough, for that they believe by allying themselves with one so blessed by the Chaos Gods, they too will receive the boons of the Chaos Pantheon. So the combat patrol includes a Dark Apostle, which is 3 models, 1 Dark Apostle equipped with a bolt pistol and a cursed Crozius, 2 Dark Disciples equipped with close combat weapons. A unit of 10 legionaries, so an aspiring champion armed with a plasma pistol and cursed weapon, 4 legionnaires equipped with bolt pistol, bolt gun and close combat weapon, 2 legionnaires equipped with bolt pistol and Astartes chainsword, 1 equipped with bolt pistol, Astartes chainsword and a chaos icon, 1 equipped with a bolt pistol, heavy bolter and a close combat weapon, and 1 equipped with a bolt pistol, melter gun and close combat weapon. We have 5 Havocs consisting of a champion armed with a plasma gun and an Astartes chainsword, a Havoc armed with Havoc heavy bolter and close combat weapon, 1 Havoc with Havoc las cannon and close combat weapon, 1 Havoc with a missile launcher and close combat weapon, and 1 Havoc with a Reaper chain cannon and close combat weapon. Finally, we have the Hellbrute armed with the Hellbrute plasma cannon and Hellbrute hammer. Combat Patrol. Dark Zealots is a pre-selected army called a Combat Patrol. You can use this force and other Combat Patrols to play missions found in G core missions. And as usual, we got pictures helping you identify what pieces are what on a model. And it shows here that the bolt pistols are in holsters for those of the bolt guns, as well as the special weapon troopers there. And over the page we've got a full shot of the Combat Patrol itself, and a look at the different weapons on the Havocs there. Finally, before we get into our game, we have 2 new Combat Patrol missions to take a look at. So, first up is Scorched Earth. The time for a decisive strike against the foe is nigh. Key targets have been identified and their continued existence can no longer be tolerated. Spread ruination throughout the enemy's territory and leave nothing but heaped corpses and blazing wreckage in your wake. So this is a fun little mission. We get to raise objectives. So at the start of each player's command phase from the second battle round onward, if there are 2 or more objective markers on the battlefield, the player's turners can select one they control with the following restrictions. Objective marker cannot be selected if there are enemy units within 3 inches of it. The attacker cannot select objective marker A, and defender cannot select objective marker B. The selected objective marker is said to have been raised by that player and removed from the battlefield. You don't want to go removing them too quickly though, because you do need to score victory points as normal. So 5 points if you control 1 or more objectives. If you control more objectives than your opponent, 5. And if you raise an objective, you do score 10, which is pretty good. So it might be a good idea to help push you in the lead if you are a little bit behind. In the 5th battle round, you score as normal unless you go second, in which case you score at the end of the turn. So it gives you that last little chance to push and raise an objective if you can. And we've got our usual table on the back page even. And then the next mission is Sweeping Raid. So grinding stalemates has paralysed the battle lines. but a decisive blow can lance through the enemy defences, driving a spearhead through this area, clearing enemy objectives of resistance as you push forwards. But do not allow the enemy to encircle us and cut off our supply lines. So supply lines. At the start of each player's command phase, if the player whose turn it is controls the objective marker in their deployment zone, roll a d6 on a 4+, you gain an additional command point. In the second, third and fourth battle rounds, you score points 5 for each objective you control to a maximum of 15. And then at the end of the game, attacker scores 5 points if they control objective marker C and 10 if they control objective marker D. And the defender will score 5 if they control objective marker B and 10 if they control objective marker A. So at the very end of the battle, you get endgame objectives. You control basically the ones on your opponent's side of the field. So yeah, pretty cool game. 4 objectives sort of spread out across the battlefield. And yeah, it's a good idea to hold your home objective for as long as possible to gain those command points, but don't be afraid to venture out and take control of objectives on your opponent's side of the field. And finally then, again, a tick chart for facing different enemies on the mission. So before we hit our game, I think we will head and see what's in Annex 2, Combat Patrols. So issue 43 brings us our first squad of Orc Boys. So we learn about Orc Boys, building and painting these guys. We learn about Orc names, and we get to try these out alongside our war boss in a scenario. Saw Palette of Dead's review of this last night, looking pretty good issue, nice detailed paint guide. And yeah, can't wait to play games with the Orc Boys. So this squad is built with the huge chopper knob and the big shooter boy. Our next squad, which comes in issue 45, will be built with a power claw on a knob and a rocket launcher on the boy there. And in issue 44, we get 2 new paints. So we get Astro Granite, a nice basing paint. So we're finally basing all of our models from our different combat patrols. It might be a good idea to take these one patrol at a time. And we've got Administratum Grey, because once we've put the paint down, dried and washed it, we can then give it a dry brush with Administratum Grey. Odd we're not getting a dry brush, although we do have one with our subscriber gifts. And yeah, Administratum Grey, Astro Granite, and we learn all about basing our models as well. So as I said, issue 45 is going to be our next squad of Orc Boys. And after that we get two more layer paints, Night Questor Flesh and Stormhost Silver. So looking forward to those, can't wait for my delivery to arrive. Right then, with all that said, I'll set up the battlefield and we can have ourselves a game of Forward Outpost. So here we are, all set up ready to play Forward Outpost. Off camera we rolled for attack and defender, Chaos got attacker, so they're deployed over here. So we've got our Havocs right at the back, our shooty Chaos Space Marines there, our Hellbrute and the Close Combat Space Marines down this end. Defenders, we've got 1 squad of jet bikes at the top, Wraith Lord, Guardians with Farseer in the centre, and the other squad of jet bikes down here. 2 central line objectives, 16 inches from the centre, and 2 no man land objectives, 8 inches from the centre. So all we have to do is to roll off who gets first turn. No faction is using faction abilities, as we haven't had the rules for the Chaos side yet introduced to us in the magazine, so we'll play just basic patrols, no special abilities, but we have access to the core stratagems. So first turn, here we go. Ooh, and Chaos snap it with a 6-5. So here we go with Chaos turn 1. So first thing we did was gain command points, and now on to movement. So this squad of squad of Chaos Space Marines are going to advance up the board with a 5 on top of their 6. That gives them 11. Gets them out into the middle here. Hellbrute will stomp P6 out to the side, and he'll take a shot at the Wind Riders. Everything else is staying stationary. So Hellbrute Plasma Cannon, D3 shots for 2. Hitting on freeze. Either one, I'll take that. Wounding on 2s. It does wound. So minus a lot, but still 6+ save for our jet bike. He can't save. And 3 damage, so that is a single bike destroyed. First blood to chaos. And I have been forgetting that it is hazardous regardless. So is it hazardous to our Hellbrute? No, it's not. So the only thing that's going to be in range, yeah, is going to be the Heavy Bolter from our Chaos Space Marines. So 3 shots from that. And we didn't move, so it's +1 for the heavy rule. Ooh, and a sustained hit as well. Lovely. Everything hits. And strength 5, toughness 3. Freeze. 2 wounds fail. 2 wounds on the Guardians at -1, so they are in cover. So it's their standard 4-up save, and they're both made. Havoc's turn. Right, we're going to, as we've got a nice straight line, put the las cannon and missile launcher into that Wraith Lord, and just double checking the range on the guns. Yeah, 36 for the heavy bolter and only 24 for the chain cannon, so they're not actually going to be in range. Maybe the heavy bolter? Yes, the heavy bolter is, but the chain gun's out, so only the heavy bolter will be firing at the Guardians. So we'll do that first. Havoc heavy bolter, 3 shots. Hitting on freeze. And no sustained, 2 hits, wounding on freeze, only the 1, -1, still 4-up for cover. Yeah, we'll take on the guy in cover, which saves, that's fine. Now we get the las cannon, so single shot, hitting on a 3. Ooh, now I'll command reroll. Still missed. Of course I do. And a single shot from crack on the missile launcher, hitting on a 3. In the tray, please. Yes. Hits, strength 9. It's still going to be a 5 because it's toughness 11. It wounds though. Crack is -2, so 4-up save on our Wraith Lord. Not saved. Does he want to reroll? I think he will, because it's going to be D6 damage. So both sides have used their command points. Actually, no, I can't reroll because he's a Wraith construct. As I can actually, he doesn't have the Wraith construct rule as opposed to the. So he can be affected by core stratagems. And it's still a fail. So D6 damage on the Wraith Lord for 4. Boom. That's it for Chaos. Over to Eldari, turn 1. We will sit still, I think, for a lot of us. Jet bikes are going to do some moving though. They need to get up close. Well, actually, these guys don't need to. And they will go that way a bit so they can still see the Chaos. It's going to be a bit of a harder time for the Chaos to get around them. So these guys are going to fly the 14, getting them within 2 of the objective there. Actually, no, not 14, because there's 12 away from the center. So yeah, they're a little bit further back. But they're there. They're going to shoot at the Havocs, I think, try and soften them up. Wraith Lord will move his 8 forward. to there. I forgot to say command phase. Fortune will go on the Guardians to make them a little bit more durable. And we both gain a command point. On to Eldari shooting then. So we got one twin catapult going at the Legionnaires here. Only one hit, and it does wound. -1, so 4 up save. No. Take a damage, I guess. One wound on a Legionnaire. And then 6 shots with the scatter laser. No ones again. 4 hits, strength 6, so freeze. 2 minus nothing this time. 3 up save. Ouch, failed 2, so he's dead. And 1 wound on another guy. Wraithlord then, he's going to take a shot at the Havocs in cover. With his Bright Lance, doesn't hit. That's the wrong dice as well, so we'll start. Bright Lance, still doesn't hit. And are we in range? 18. Nope. And we can't see over that crate, so no good there. Okay, other jet bikes then. I don't think they're in range of the Havocs. No. So the 2 Shuriken catapults have to go into the Chaos Space Marines, and the Scat Laser will go into the Havocs. So we'll do the Havocs first. Freeze. Oh, now we get a 1 when we're not shooting at the closest target. And wounding on a toughness 5, so still freeze. 2 fails, so 3 wounds at minus nothing. 3 up save for the Havocs. And they pass, they're fine. 4 catapult shots at the Space Marines in cover. They are the closest and they're on an objective, so I reroll all misses. And that still goes into a miss, that's fine. And wounding on 4s with twin linked. Don't need it. -1 to our Chaos Space Marines in cover, so they do get the benefit of cover though. So 3 ups. And 1 fails, so we are wounding a guy. Get out the back. That's it, no charges. Pretty much end of turn 1. Right, on to turn 2. Okay, gaining command point. There's nothing for the Chaos Space Marines to do in the command phase. We don't score any victory points because we only score victory points if we control the No Man's Land objectives. But we are going to keep those Chaos Space Marines on the home objective, as we do need to protect our home objective from the enemy. And we are just out of the 3 there. So what we are going to do though is move our 6 up. And a Hellbrute as well. Push him back there. You can get in there. Havocs don't need to get any closer now because those Wind Riders have come close enough for us. So we'll start off with D3 shots on the Hellbrute Plasma on the Wind Riders. Only the 1. Hitting on a 3. Wounding on a 2. Sweet. And hazardous roll automatic. Sweet. 6, no, -3, so no save whatsoever to the jet bikes. They are 3+, 4 so. 6 up save, no. And lashed, actually no, Shuriken Catapult has more chance of punching through armor than the Scatter Laser. And then we're going to whittle him down, I think, although it would be nice if we could charge him. So what I think I'm going to do instead is fire past him, if I can. No, nobody's actually in range. So yeah, we won't shoot anything, we're going to charge instead. So we'll do in the center here. Bolt guns will pitter-patter the Wind Riders, while the heavy bolter... Actually no, the heavy bolter will go for the Guardians. Try and get them whittled down a bit. And the Havocs will do missile launcher las into the Wraith Lord and everything else into the Wind Riders. So we'll do the Legionnaires first. Bolt guns, 2 shots each, so 8 shots. Hitting on freeze. Half. Wounding on 4, so same. Yeah, not too bad, 3 of them. No minus, so just a free up save. Passed. Heavy bolter then at the Guardians, hitting on freeze because we haven't moved. No sustain this time. Freeze. Only the 1. -1. Fails. Do we reroll? Yeah. Still fail. So we have lost a single Guardian. That's that. On to the Havocs then. So we're going to get 3 shots of the heavy bolter, hitting on freeze. Ouch, absolutely terrible. 1 hit. And wounding on freeze. No, doesn't even wound. Okay. Rotary cannon. Is 8 shots, hitting on freeze. Ouch. Wounding on freeze. Really? They are terrible today. No AP, so free up save. And saved. Wow. Single shot then at the Wraith Lord, the las cannon. I'm going to command reroll that. There we go. So that's the las cannon hit. And we're strength 12, toughness 11, so we are freeze. Oh, come off it. Change of dice. Missile launcher. Single shot hitting on freeze. Wounding on 5s. It does. -2, 4 up save. Saved. Charge phase then. The Havoc's going to go into the Wind Rider, and now I roll high numbers. Typical. I've overcharged. Yay. Well, that's good. I'm close enough to those Guardians. So an 11 will allow us to surround this poor Wind Rider like so. We have put ourselves in range of that Wraith Lord. Oh well, Hellbrute can hopefully help us. Right, fights. A cursed weapon. Actually, no. You know what? Let's do the cursed Crozius first. The Apostle wants to try and take all the glory. Hits of everything. Strength 5, tough 4, freeze. Wounds of everything. -2, I believe. No, -1. 4 up save on our jet bike. Fails all of them. The Apostle has just clobbered in 1. And we can consolidate because 3 inches will actually consolidate us towards the closest enemy unit and get us within engagement range effectively. Not really. Okay. Although we could consolidate backwards if we wanted to towards an objective, which would get us in range of it. So we'll do that instead. Ooh, he's going to go there, otherwise he's going to be out of coherency range. Just in. They're fine. That's it for Chaos Space Marines turn 2. On to Eldari turn 2. So, fortune will go down on the Guardians. We've scored 5 points as we have that central objective, and we're going to sit there and hold it for as long as we can. And we're going to start peppering those Chaos Space Marines again in cover, so that we can eventually go up and take that objective. First off though, the Wraith Lord doesn't really need to move, but he's going to do 4 inches. Anyway, that's it for movement. Shooting, I totally forgot to fire with the Guardians last time. So, Wraith Lords hit the right lance. This is going to be a 2 to kill. Yeah. -3 and d6 damage. So we do get... So, 6 up armor save. Fails. Which is fine, because it'll only do d6 plus 1 damage, which is enough to kill our wounded guy. But he's still going to charge into us. Wind Riders then will soften up the Chaos Space Marines in cover. So 4 shots from our twin catapults. Closest unit and the unit on the objective, so all rerolls. 3 hits. Wounding on 4s with rerolls. Need it. Only the 1. 3 up save, so we're in cover. Saved. And 6 shots from the bright scatter laser. Rerolling the hits. No rerolls on wounds, but 3s to wound. 3 of them. And that kills our remaining injured guy. Guardians then will fire into the Legionnaires here. 2 shots on the Star Cannon. 1 misses, 1 hits. Strength 8, so 2s for a double. Wounds -3. 6 up armor. No, and 2 damage, I believe. Yeah. Straight up kills. Kill this guy so that it makes the charge a little harder. Like 1 inch. Then we still got fully healthy. No, we've lost 1 Guardian. So 18, 3, 6, 8, 5, and 5. Hitting on 3s. And wounding on 4s. That's still a lot. Quite a lot. 6, 8. Ow. All these 2 at a time, because could kill a Marine each time I fail 2. So -1 down to 4 up save. That's a wound on the melter. That's the melter gone. 2 saves on the Aspiring Champion. 2 saves on the Aspiring Champion. He's gone. And then a 4-up invuln. Fails. Kills a Apostle. Dude. Oh dear. This isn't going to go well for Chaos. And the Farseer hasn't even shot yet. 5 d6 shots. Only the 2 for its force lightning. Hits on freeze. 1 wounding on freeze. No, oh dear. And on the charge phase, the Wraith Lord is going to need a 6. 9, yeah. Bash. Oh boy. I think we only really need the strike profile to finish this guy off. So that's what we're going to do. 4 attacks with our strike weapon. Hitting twice, that's fine. Strength 10, toughness 4. Yeah, so 2s for a double. Wounds. -3. Invulnerable save. Made 1, failed 1. So that will D6 plus 2 damage on a 1 wound guy is going to be overkill. It does mean the Apostle is safe to strike back. 5 attacks with the Cursed Crozius. Hitting on 2s. Wounding on 6s, he's double. Nothing, what a surprise. Poor Chaos. Yeah, this isn't going well for Chaos. With that, it's on to Chaos turn 3. Okay, Chaos is not looking good. We are going to move up with our Hellbrute. 6 puts him to there. Shooting. You know what? I got the range. I'm going to throw Crack Shot. And yeah, a las cannon into, and then the guns into the Eldari jet bikes. So we'll start with our Legionnaires and cover. 6 shots of their bolt guns at the jet bikes. Wounding on 4s. 2. 3 plus save. Saved. And 3 shots from the heavy bolter. Hitting on 3s. Missing 1, but getting a sustained. Wounding on 3s. Only the 1, -1. So 4s saved. D6 shots on the Guardians with the crack missile. 5 shots, nice. So hitting on 3s. Oh, hang on, isn't it blast? Because I would get an additional shot. It is blast, sweet. So there's 10 models in the squad thanks to the Farseer. So an extra 2 shots. Those missed, so those extra 2 weren't very good. But wounding on 2s with strength 8. Cards in front of me. No, not with strength 4 for a frag. So it would be 4s, but 5s because of fortune. Just the one, fortuned. Minus nothing, so 4 up, and they get +1 because they're in cover. So 3 up. Fails. Kills a guy. And a las cannon into them. Hits on a 3. No, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. Reroll. Hits. And wounds. Even with a save, they are practically dead, because, yeah. They do get a 6 up. Ooh. If that was in, would have counted, but it wasn't in, so it doesn't count, so they kill the guy. And then we got 8 shots with the Reaper chain cannon into the jet bikes. Oh, now he's found the shooty end. Strength 5. Tough 4. 3s. 4 minus nothing. 3 up saves. Ouch, failed 2. That's a gone bike. Command reroll. It's not a gone bike. It's a bike on 1 wound, which means I can survive more shots. Because I'm about to get 3 shots on the heavy bolter. Hitting on 3s. No, it doesn't even hit at all. Okay, that's good for the Havocs. Well, the jet bikes. Am I? I am. Plasma guns. So, Havoc plasma gun. We're not within rapid fire range, so a single shot on standard hits. Freeze wound. It wounds. Sweet, a -2. So 3 down to a 5. Ha! Saved. Of course it saved. Tricksy Eldari. And we can't fire into combat with the plasma cannon, but we can fire it past the combat. D3 shots. Single shot. You know what? Come on. No, we use command reroll this phase. Hits on a 3. Wounds on a 2. Sweet. Hazardous. It really? Now you go for hazardous. So he takes 3 damage from hazardous, which is down to 5 wounds. Oh, you naughty, naughty hellbrute. -2, so the Guardians do get a save. No, -3. So 6 up, thanks to cover. Saved. That was not worth it. Oh, you have to do some heavy lifting now. Charge. He does. Five attacks with his Hellbrute Hammer. Hits on 4s. Twice. Strength 14. Toughness 12. No, 11. I was right the first time. So, wounds on 3s. Haven't used a reroll this phase. Got the 1, that's fine. A -3 on the Wraith Lord, down to a 5 up save. No. D6 plus 1 damage. I want that again, please. Close enough. 6 damage. And he has 10 wounds. That is enough to kill him. Ooh, Deadly Demise. No. But Wraith Lord down. Sweet. And we will not consolidate. We'll say we're a 2 because we're actually in range of that objective now. Bit late in the game. If we can get on and hold the enemy objective, we will take a lot of points in the future turns. So, Eldari turn 3, fortune of course on the Guardians. And now we've got a nice juicy target. We can go for the champion or the Hellbrute, who's already wounded itself. 5 wounds remaining though, we could take it down. So actually let's change that dice to a 3. He's took 3 wounds, so he's got 5 remaining. Because that's what I did for the Wraith Lord. He took 4. Again, jet bikes will sit still. So after scoring points, everything is going to sit still, and we're going to take shot at our closest target. So jet bikes are going to unload into the Chaos Legionnaires, hoping for late game move up. They are the closest target. So reroll 1s. An extra hit, not bad. Strength 6 of the Scathlaser, freeze. Oh, wound, nice. Minus nothing, so could just tank these on freeze. Yeah, I do. 2 shuriken catapults. Reroll everything because they're on an objective. 4s with twin linked. Don't need it. -1. Right, these I will roll 2 at a time because they could kill a marine if I fail both rolls. Like that. 1 dead. And the next guy, 4s. Another guy dead. Sweet. They're getting to the point where they can actually make a maneuver up the board. Next turn. Guardians then will do our Farseer first. 5d6 shots with her Psychic Blast. So 5 hitting on 3s. Ooh, not bad. If only her Psychic Powers were as good as the rest of her shooting. And Strength 6, Toughness 5 of the Toughness 4 of the Apostle, so 3s. Take that, 3 wounds. The Apostle is going to be on -2, so 4 up invulns. Ow, reroll. That's fine. I do fail 1d6 damage. D3 damage. Phew, just a 1. Then we get the Star Cannon. I've already used a reroll this turn, but I do wound -3, so 4 up invuln again, saved. And then 7 Guardian shots, so 14 in total. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14. Hitting on 3s. Ooh, not done too good. Could do with the Wind Rider's rerolls. And wounding on 4s. Not bad, 4 of them. -1 on the Apostle, so a 4 up either way. Ouch, and he's failed 2 more, so he's took 3 wounds now. It's not looking good. Eldari won't charge, so that's it for the Eldari's turn. They are in the lead 10 points to 0, but Chaos could take a win if they charge into the Eldari and take their objective. So, on to Chaos Space Marines, turn 4. So, command phase, we did get command points, forgot to film it, but we've moved up 6 inches with our 2 models that are going to move up. We did score 5 points finally for controlling an objective in no man's land. On to shooting, so we'll kick things off with the Havocs. Heavy bolter first. Everything hits plus a sustained. And wounding on 3s. That's fine, 2 wounds. Jet bikes -1, so 4s. Ooh, that's a fail and a save, so that kills our wounded bike. Next up, 8 shots from the chain cannon. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. 4 of them, no 5 of them. -0, so 3 ups. We do lose another bike. We got command points, let's reroll. Yes, we're fine. So another bike on 1 wound. But we still have other things. I forgot to mention what's going to go at what for the Havocs, so we'll stick to the last turn. Las Cannon and Missile into the Guardians, and then the Plasma Gun into the Jet Bikes. So, Plasma Gun, single shot, hits, wounds, -2 on normal profile. Doesn't wound, it's fine. Then D6 shots plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only +1. So 3 shots on the cracks this time. 3s. And 3s. Because it's toughness 4. 4s because of the fortune. So only the 1. -0. 4 up save. 3 up save. Fails. We've already spent a command point this turn. Or this phase even, the shooting phase. Last cannon is the Guardians. Wrong colour dice. Still wrong colour dice. Why have I got too many colour dice on my hand? Finally it hits. And it wounds. And they don't save. Kills another Guardian. Let's get rid of these dice. Pistol from the Chaplain. Hits. Wounds. 3 up save. No! Kills a Guardian. D3 shots on the Plasma Cannon. For 2. Hitting on 3s. Both. Wounding on 2s. Both. 6 up. Cover saves are being cover. No, both fail. 2 more dead Guardians. Hazardous. No, thank goodness for that. Or thank chaos for that, actually, not goodness. Thank evil. And on to charge. So we're going to need a 5 to get over the crates with our Chaplain. And the Hellbrute is going to need a 10. So we do have a reroll. Do the Chaplain first, he's easiest. He gets it with a 7, so he's up and over. And Hellbrute needs a 10. We've got a reroll. Yes! So he's got a total of 10 inches. You know what, you can even charge that way and still be in. Okay, Crozius, smacking time. 2s. Followed by 2, so strength 6. 5 wounds on the Eldari at -1. So we've only got 3 Guardians, so 5 up, 5 up, 1 dead. 5 up, another 1 dead. 5 up, and the last one's dead, and so is the platform. And the final one will go through to the Farseer, so 4 up in Vuln. Ouch! Failed. New phase, command reroll that one. Still failed. Not worth it. Crozius is 2 damage. And Hellbrute gets a pile in and do his 5 attacks with his hammer. Hitting on 4s. He hasn't used a reroll for hitting, so can we get another hit? No, we can't. Wounding on 2s. That was our last reroll there, our last command point. 2 wounds there. Farseer, 4+ in Vuln. Past both of these are dead. He's passed 1 and used his reroll. So D6 +1 hammer damage is enough to kill him. And with that we can consolidate onto the objective. I need a pause and think. So, on to Eldari turn 4. Yeah, we need a good advance roll. And a 6 will do it, giving us 20 inches. Which pops us right on the objective. We have 1 assault weapon, which is our twin shuriken catapult. Both hit, force the wound, with a reroll for twin linked, 2 wounds. If Chaos fails both these, they're going to need to move the Havocs in order to keep that objective. Or gun us off it. And they've made both of them, because they are in cover. Didn't go as planned. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there. While we do have a 15-point lead, it's going to end up a draw. Because Chaos in the next turn will score 10 there. If we're still alive, we'll score 10 if we can kill off them and not have the attention of the Havocs on us. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the game. Plus, Chaos now have control of that. I don't get rerolls for armors, so I'm going to go down like wet paper. It's not going to be good for the Eldari. I'm going to call it a draw. Fun game. But with the patrols, it doesn't have as much potential of being a good game. We don't get the chance to spread out as much. I know I held the home objective too much, I think, for the Chaos. I think better terrain setup. So if I get my Nachman's terrain set up, painted, it's all primed. I just need to get on and paint it. If I can get that painted ASAP, this game might be a bit more fun if we've got a bit more terrain to fight around and get cover from. So it might be one to replay in the near future. Up next though, we'll play one of the new games from this issue, and we'll be playing it with the same forces, but we're swapping out the Wraith Lord and the Havocs for the Terminators and Wraith Guard. So I hope you'll join me for that. All that's left for me to do then is say thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time on more Combat Patrol Carnage. Goodbye.